And tonight we're getting a closer look at allegations against 3 suspected child predators in Maryland following a collaboration between Chris Hansen and the Harford County Sheriff's Office. Fox 45's Vincent Hill has been digging into the charging documents, and we want to warn you some of these details may be disturbing.
Vincent, what can you tell us?
Well, Kai and Maxine, disturbing is an understatement to some of these messages between these 3 men and who they thought was a 14-year-old, but was actually an undercover detective with the Harford County Sheriff's Office.
Inside this unassuming home on Bourbon Street in Harford, Grace, we're learning more about 3 of the men known as the Nasty Nine, arrested by the Harford County Sheriff's Office with the help of TV host Chris Hansen. Charging documents reveal how 3 men reached out to who they thought was a minor and the disturbing details of what they wanted to do.
You know, here we had a guy who was 72 years old, who had a granddaughter who was older than the child he was coming to see. There was no mistake in his mind as to his activity being criminal.
Back on September 27th, 72-year-old Charles Smith, known on the app Kick as Chuck 33392, messaged who he thought was a 14-year-old girl named Courtney. The conversation was immediately sexual in nature. Chuck 33392 telling Courtney things he wanted to do, like touch her breast, have her perform oral sex, and that he would grab her private area while kissing her.
He had taken his ED medication. He had stopped for alcohol.
Police say Chuck had already started drinking when he was waiting inside the house for who he thought was Courtney. Then there was username Tyler on the Hilly app.
The other is a younger fella who was a bit of a fan of mine, believe it or not, who talked in the chats about, could this be Chris Hansen?
According to charging documents, 33-year-old Tyler DeVault, who claimed to be 19 years old, made online contact with CB, who DeVault believed was a 14-year-old girl. DeVault said he wanted to perform oral sex on the believed 14-year-old as long as she did the same. He even messaged several times concerned CB could be law enforcement.
People know that it could be the Harford County Sheriff's Office or me and my crew, but they need the fix. They need this sexual exploitation of a child. We had a guy show up in this sting who was in his early 40s. He had a secret government clearance.
According to charging documents, Reddit user OK-Blood-9844, legal name Ivan Walters, posted that he was a male looking for males his age or younger to have some fun with. Walters communicated with Nate, who he thought was a 14-year-old boy.
He himself has a 14-year-old son, the same age of the boy he was coming to have a quick sexual liaison with.
Investigators say Walters solicited Nate for oral sex and even asked to urinate on the believed 14-year-old boy. Hansen, who show recorded the takedowns, calling the cases sickening but not surprising.
They need the fix. They need this sexual exploitation of a child. And so they set aside the fentanyl possibility, the Chris Hansen possibility, the Harford County Sheriff possibility to get their fix.
Hansen says for every alleged predator who's caught, there are thousands of others lurking online.
Technology has made it easier for predators to find kids. There are more platforms than ever before, and I think the odds are that they're not going to get caught.
And meanwhile, Ivan Walters has been released on bond. DeVault was placed on home monitoring on yesterday, while 72-year-old Charles Smith remains behind bars. In studio, Vincent Hill, Fox 45 News.